Greetings. This is a real talk solo venture. We got a brother named Alvin Daughtery, said he'd been getting harassed by cops in Tokyo. It's a little bit different than what I've been saying. So we're going to get to the bottom of it. First of all, thanks, man, for agreeing to. Yeah, man. So I read your post on Facebook.
Right.
And you said you live in the Tokyo area, right?
Right. Tokyo.
All right, and
so about 5 years now.
Well, also, so you're a veteran. You ain't new to this.
Yeah, I know what's up. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That helps me. Okay. And the reason I want to get with you, I try to write a little bit, but I'm a writer.
Okay.
And I'm writing a book about Japanese society, but specifically for Black people who are living in Japan or who are interested in living in Japan.
Okay.
Right? So cats can avoid some of the pitfall. And and I talk about this, you probably know. Japanese are always talking about how safe their country is.
Yeah, right.
In one regard, it is safe. Ain't nobody.
It is for sure, 100%. It is definitely safe. It's definitely safe.
Well, it depends on how you define safety. I used to be a mental health specialist, so when they say safe, like the fact that Japan's suicide rate is so high.
Oh yeah,
that's another form of safety. You know what I mean? So the way I look at it, I tell Japanese all the time, I say, well, if you go to Brazil or some places, they think like New York and stuff is dangerous. And I'm like, yeah, if somebody jumps out and mugs me or something like, that's danger, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But in those cases, and I'm sure, you sound like you from around the way, you know where the danger's coming from normally. You walk.
Of course. You see it. Yeah.
Walk around at 2 a.m. drunk or something like that.
Right.
But there are certain precautions you can take to lower the chances. You know what I'm saying? And not make yourself a target. But
for sure.
That's when the danger is outside, somebody outside my walls. But how about when the danger becomes myself? I get so upset, so depressed. Now I'm having thoughts of killing myself or harming myself.
Yeah.
Nobody can help me.
No, yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Because nobody can get between me and me.
Right, exactly.
So when I say it to Japanese, every Japanese person I've said that to, they're always like, "Oh, not a hold." Like they don't, they get it, and they stop. They stop that whole line of that narrative.
Okay, I never even thought about it like that, but you're right about that. That's 100% right. That's 100% true.
Yeah, and that's why I'm writing the book. See, that's when I'm writing the book. You know what I mean?
I see.
And so I've been here. Well, my mother's Japanese, so I've been in Japan on and off throughout my life.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I grew up. I could say it's almost half. Well, I've lived in like 6 countries, but mostly it's been U.S. and Japan.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it gives me a kind of a
New York.
I lived all over the states, but I would say mostly New Jersey, New York area.
Okay. Yeah.
How about you? Where were you from? If you don't mind.
I'm from Virginia. Okay. Yeah.
You from? Let me guess. You from? Where's that spot? A lot of brothers are from.
I ain't from there, but I probably know where it is. I know what you're talking about, but I'm from the 7 cities, Tidewater area, like Norfolk, Richmond.
I said Norfolk. Norfolk's one of them.
But I'm from Suffolk, which is like maybe an hour away from there. It's part of the main 7 cities and like Southern Virginia. You know what I mean? So yeah. I used to live in Norfolk too, so yeah, you can say that. I'm from Suffolk though.
Yeah, because you, like I said, you don't sound too Southern, so Virginia sounds about right.
Okay, right.
All right, well, getting back, so so people are talking about how safe it is, and as you know, the stress rate, the stress level here is off the hook for Japanese people.
Business culture, yeah.
But back in the day, when I used to come on and off, or when I first, or even as an adult, most of the English teachers or even anybody else, foreign nationals, they would come here for a short period of time, usually from like around 3 years, 3 to 5, maybe 5, and then they would either go to somewhere else or go back to their home country.
Right.
But nowadays, there's cats like yourself. More and more cats are starting to settle down, or at least have an extended period of time.
Right.
Japan. So my prediction is not a nice one, is that we're going to start seeing these mental health issues are going to start to be seen in Black people too. Especially because I'm seeing a lot of cats that I would just classify as betas, and they're coming here kind of soft, come just out, just from jump.
Right.
And I'm seeing them. Most of them are English teachers, but I know some cats that are even in supervisory positions. They come and ask me. They're like, "Yo, what's going on with this? What's this some nuance in Japanese culture?" And more times than not, I'm able to help them.
Right. Okay.
And so that's why I'm writing the book, because I'm seeing a need that's being created, that's starting to be created.
Sure.
So when I saw your post, and I'm gonna throw it to you here in a second. When I saw your post about you said you've been harassed several times on a regular basis by Japanese police officers. That's the one thing that I would say I've always been saying. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I think it happens on a much smaller scale than what I'm used to in the States. And but listening to your post, matter of fact, tell them, tell your story, man. Like, what's going on? So what do you experience? Because I'm not even really sure yet.
So as far as like we was talking about earlier, as far as in America, comparing like the harassment, as far as the police in America and Japan, I would say that in America it's a lot more. It gets to the point where it's a lot more physical. Like, violence. You're 9 times out of 10 able to get touched by a police officer. As you know, the trend going on right now, at least even getting shot by a police officer in Japan.
Right.
But in Japan, like you said earlier as well, like the harassment also could be like they really pressing you to show your ID or holding you back for movement when they have no probable cause at all. But only probable cause they have is your skin color.
Right.
And me living here, I remember the first time I got searched. The very first time was 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I was in Roppongi, and it was a kebab restaurant. And I'm new in Japan. It's like I ain't even been for 2 weeks, you know what I'm saying? Wow. This is the first time I actually seen a Black person in Japan, because I needed a haircut. So I just randomly ended up in Roppongi. I seen the very first Black person. I was like, I was happy, like, yo, where can I get a haircut out here? Like, just happy. Yeah. So he gave me the directions to the spot. So as I'm walking to the spot, I see a kebab. I was like, this look good. So I went up just to see, like, look at the price, look at the menu. 5 police coming. I ain't thinking of it. I ain't thinking of just 5 police, you know what I mean? 5 police coming, and the female police stopped me and like search. So I was scared, because I'm in a whole other country by myself. I don't know nobody. I was just like, what's going on? And they start body search. I'm like, what I do? She was like, you saw us coming and you looked at the kebab spot. But that wasn't my intention. I just really looked at the kebab. I didn't even see them till they got up to me. Right. You know what I'm saying? They were just searching. I was just afraid, like, because I'm in another country. I don't know what's going on. I don't know nothing about Japan. And they just searched me, body check. And there was a white guy behind me recording the whole thing. I'm like, oh my God. And they searched me, then they just let me go. That was my first time ever getting searched. And from that day on, it's just been like, yo, at least I'm gonna get searched at least 2 months. I mean, two times out a month, like, since I've been here. And I'm not even like exaggerating. I got videos. I got a lot of videos. I can post a whole, like, so many clips of videos of just police just searching me.
Really?
And man, it's crazy. And it's like, last week I got searched in Harajuku, waiting for a friend. I was getting ready for a meeting, and
okay, Harajuku, it's a popular spot.
Not Harajuku. I was actually in Shibuya, and right in front of the Hachiko, where everybody meet at the most popular spot in Shibuya. I was right in front of the Hachiko, and I was waiting for my friend to come. And when I was walking to the station, when I was walking towards Hachiko, I seen 2 police officers. They was already searching a white guy. Now this white guy, he had a whole bunch of tattoos on. He had tattoos on his face, all of that. He had dreadlocks. So looking at Japanese and having this, like, stereotypical image of people that's different. Yeah. You know what I mean? They had a costume on. They automatically gonna go to, they think they suspicious. Right. So I was like, I watched the whole thing. They were just searching the guy and asking him questions. So then I sat in front of like a little seat, and then a Japanese guy walked past me. This Japanese guy, he had like an emo style. He had a whole bunch of black clothes, and they was long. He had like long hair. He had a little bit of tattoos. So they searched him. And they searched him right in front of me, like a little right in front of me. You know what I mean? So I'm sitting here. I got normal jean jacket on. But hold up. How about
during this whole time, Japanese people are also going by, right?
I'm in Shibuya at the Hachiko.
Right, yeah,
Everybody
okay, yeah.
So they all around. They sitting beside me, sitting behind me.
Just to clarify,
watching.
okay.
It was a group of 5 Japanese guys talking in Japanese, watching the police search the white guy because the white guy had on tattoos. So they was yabba, like saying a whole bunch of things, yo.
Okay.
So and I was watching the 5 salaryman man just talk in Japanese about the guy, like look at the situation. They just like surprised and curious about the white man having tattoos and dreadlocks and all of that. So then they finished searching that Japanese guy, and then an old lady, like Oji-san, they came up and then they asked for directions. So one of the Japanese guy, while the OG-sons were asking them for directions how to get to a place, he made eye contact with me. Right then and there, I knew what time it was. I'm the only black guy sitting right in front of them, and I already knew once we made eye contact, I knew what time it was. So I just started listening to my headphone. They finished, walked right over to me. So I'm like, I'm like the guy, and this is the first time I ever heard a policeman spoke perfect English. This is Japanese person who was speaking perfectly, and I speak Japanese, but I wanted to speak English so I can really express myself. Good. So I kind of gave them a lesson. Like I asked him, why did they search me? And he was like, and I was like, I know it's because I'm black. He was like, oh no, we just have to search you. We just have to search you because you're a gaijin, maybe overstay. And I understand that because people overstay. But mind you, nothing about me looks suspicious. I have on a regular outfit, jean and jacket, casual, more casual than anything, waiting for my friend. I'm about to go out and have a meeting. Right. So the only thing that looks suspicious about me is my skin color.
Yep, is the melanin richness, yeah.
Nothing. You got Japanese people all around me waiting for their friends, young, old, sitting all around me. They came straight to me, directly to me. And me and the Japanese cop was having this conversation. Like, I'm asking him, like, why did you stop me? He's like, oh, because you're a gaijin, we wanted to make sure you don't overstay. I was like, I understand that, but I'm not the only foreigner here. Mind you, it's other Filipinos, other Indians. It's Shibuya Hachiko where everybody meet up at. Right. Yeah. So he was like, oh, I don't know, you kind of look like hip hop style, and most of the hip hop style they carry the cannabis. I'm like, okay, so you don't think salaryman smoke cannabis? You don't think these young Japanese girls that don't like hip hop, maybe like techno music, don't smoke cannabis? You can't stereotype because the way I look, you know what I'm saying? And I was trying to educate him on like stereotyping people and just like looking at people how they dress and just trying to search them because of the way they look, you know what I'm saying? And I asked him, so that's the reason why you searched the white guy, and that's the reason why you searched the Japanese guy. And he was like, oh, maybe. And we was just going back and forth, and I was just trying to explain it. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna let you search me, but before you search me, I need you to search somebody else. And we walked around until I found somebody that don't look suspicious. Now we picked not a little Japanese girl, she was probably like 20, 22, a Japanese girl, and they went to go ask for her ID, and then I gave them my ID just to teach them, like, yo, don't stereotype me because of the color of my skin and what you think I might not even like hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even dressed in hip hop outfit. I got on some jeans, a jean and a jacket. You see what I'm saying? So that right there, this was last week. This is literally last week. Wow. And the post that I posted was because I got searched last night. Last week and last night. Okay. Walking out of the station, I just came from Shibuya. And I walked to, I live near Shinjuku, and I walked out of the station, so I'm walking home, and the policemen are in the car, brother, like in the car driving on the other side of the road, and we at the stoplight I'm at the stoplight at the crosswalk waiting for the go across, and it's like 5 Japanese people around. I'm literally in the middle. It's 5 Japanese people around me, so they in the gray, like a little gray van, and as I was walking, I seen them out the corner of my eye. I seen like the light, and I was like, okay, they're gonna police, but there's 5 police people around me. They might not do it. Right. I was wrong. As soon as I looked up, the little Japanese lady ran out the car, ran to me. It's five Japanese people around me. 5 Japanese people around me ran straight to me. See what I'm saying? Body check. When they got you. I tried to act like I ain't speak Japanese. I was like, why? And then we were just going back and forth. They just trying to hold me back from walking. I'm like, no. At this point, I'm just so frustrated. You know, I'm just like fed up to here. I'm fed up to here. You know, and this goes on a lot in my life. I never really talk about it. Unless it's like somebody from back home, a friend. I tell them like my experience, but I never talk about it publicly, like on social media. I just swallow the pill and keep it going. But after last night, because I'm actually about to leave Japan. I'm actually about to leave next month. So after last night, I just like, man, I gotta get this out. I gotta just like at least say something, just get it out. And I posted, I'm an artist, so I posted an image with, you know, the Japanese guys in the background. Yeah, I just had to get it out. So we going back and forth. I'm like, no, stop. Like, why y'all searching me? Why y'all searching me? It's because I'm gaijin. No, we search everybody. So search Japanese. I was like, go search them. They was like, no. And we kept walking. I'm walking. They trying to hold me back. So then I walk in the street. I started being dramatic. I walk in the streets with cars was coming in. Like, oh no, Abunai. I'm like, no, I'm just walking. They trying to stop now. A policeman on a bike coming and more police. You know, like in Japan, for the smallest incident, it'd be like 20 policemen. Yeah, you know what I mean? They get like in Tokyo, there'd be like 20 policemen for the smallest incident. So more police start showing up. I'm just walking. They trying to hold me back. I'm like, no, get off me. I'm pushing them off of me. They holding me and pushing me off. No, don't search me. And then we get to the next crosswalk, and then they kind of like fall back because they see like they have no reason to search me, especially when there's other Japanese around me. So I think they start feeling like, oh wow, like I get what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? Because I kept since we was walking, every time I see a Japanese person, I'm like, oh no, see what I'm saying? Body check. And Japanese, they were like, they would just get like, oh no. I'm like, no, why y'all not searching them? And it was like, and then they just kind of like started fading me. Then when I got to like the end of the road, when I got to the end of the street, they got back in the van and they just drove off.
Okay, that was a success story you just said.
That was it was. Cause I feel like at that moment, I actually taught them a lesson.
Yeah, you did, but I don't think you know what you did. I don't think you know what was the difference. Well, how did you succeed? What was the success? What did you do that made it successful that time?
I didn't show them my ID. They didn't body check me at all. It was just like, they were just following me, trying to hold me back. And as we were walking, I was like,
that's the result. But I mean, why? Why didn't they continue? Why weren't they able to? Or why did they stop?
I feel like because they understood what I was trying to say.
Nah,
I think they understood what they understood.
They don't never understand.
They had to for them to stop. I mean,
I'm gonna tell you, this is what the book's about. The reason they stopped, my brother, is because you made them lose face.
What do you mean by that?
Like, losing face is the big thing in Japan. I mean, my mom, like I said, because I have Japanese blood, I have an advantage.
Okay, yeah, I hear you. I definitely hear you.
Yeah, and so my mom taught me this a long time ago, and it's like, okay, so in other words, when they come up to you and they make a big scene, as long as you look like the bad guy or whatever, it's okay because it becomes an event. They're the police, you're the bad guy. Okay. But see, once you get them, like even when you start asking them questions, if they start answering you, then it looks like people who are watching. You have to think about what it looks like to the people who are watching.
Okay.
That's all Japanese people care about.
Right.
And so if you like, for example, even if you just get them, you ask a small question, and they're talking for a long time, and you're like, you start standing like this and shit like that, then they start looking like the kohai, and they start getting embarrassed, and they'll leave you alone. Like it's not that simple, but what you did was you started walking around, body check, and then,
I was doing that.
And then other Japanese people are starting to look at the police funny.
Yeah.
You see, like, man. You know saying? And then they get embarrassed, so they're like, okay, never mind. Because I'm telling you, when I get stopped a lot of times, I don't care how well they speak English. Usually, if one guy can speak English, the other one can't.
That's how.
Let me something. I'm not in Tokyo. Tokyo is at another level,
right?
And that's why I don't live in Tokyo. You know what I'm saying? I live in Nagoya, which is another city.
Okay.
But I've been all around. You know, so I never lived in Tokyo. I had a cousin that lived up there, but but whenever they stop me, number one thing I always tell people: don't get excited. Once you get excited, and we're black, man, we got all this energy. We
and
then
fight,
But on the Japanese psyche, the person who gets excited is the one who's guilty. So in other words, if you can get him to get upset, if the Japanese person gets upset, then they lose face.
Right.
If you get upset and you show it to them, you're losing face. So now anything that they do is going to be justified. It's kind of how white people, he's resisting arrest, that kind of shit, but just not on a violent level. So when they stop me, I'm just like, I look at them like they're crazy. And another thing is, I never speak Japanese. Never.
Yeah. I learned that.
To the point where I'll be like, what karimasu? I act like a goofy white dude. Whatever you think a goofy white dude is, if you do that, I'm telling you. And another thing, and here's step number 3, yo, man. No matter how well the motherfucker speaks Japanese, right?
Yeah.
The other guy's not gonna be able to speak, English. English.
Yeah.
Act like you don't understand him, or at least there's something. Make him repeat shit.
Right. Okay.
I don't understand. Like, and then wakari masen, mo ichi do. And then say it in English, because no matter how well he speaks English, the other Japanese officer is going to be like, this guy, because clearly the gaijin speaks English. But I mean, this guy's English is not as good.
He really don't. Yeah.
And he probably is very proud of that.
Right.
So once you do that, he gets knocked down a notch. And they want to end the conversation.
Right.
They want to end the conversation.
They get in a little shy mode. Right.
The goal is to make them lose face.
Right. Okay.
By any and all means necessary. But if you get excited, like even when you say you're walking out, I mean that you were trying different things. I wouldn't recommend that. But I'm telling you, like one time, another one I did was, I'll just stop. Nah, you ain't searching my bag. I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I can't do that. I did what you did. Excuse me, and got them to do all that, and that worked.
Yeah.
That worked. But it's time consuming. It's time consuming, and it's still stressful.
I was home. This is like what, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. I had all the time in the world, but it is time consuming.
It's stressful. It's stressful. Sure. And so I'm trying to give techniques where you can just keep your dignity, keep your peace, and get past. And a lot of times, especially if you're dealing with cops that are like, especially if it's a route you're going to take a lot, because it's going to be the same police.
Same one,
right? It's going to be the same police. And a lot of times, 11 o'clock at night, that's a little bit rough. But a lot of times, what I'll do is I'll be like, no, you're not going to. I'm sorry, I can't allow you to do that. I think that's. You're treating me like a slave. You're treating. This is racism. I'll start saying it's racism. I'll say that word over because Japanese understand it. But say it calmly. Say it calmly. And then I said, okay, listen. Well, if you're not going to let me leave, I need to call this Japanese person. You can make, and I'm going to put you on the phone so you can explain to them why I'm going to be late to the meeting. Right. You know how Japanese are with the meetings, like because if they think, especially like I said, if you got work clothes on or you ain't got some real fast, and if they believe you're going somewhere where you're going to meet Japanese people, that means you're contributing to the society. Right. Okay. They don't want to interrupt that shit. I mean, I know musicians who have come. I've met musicians who have come to Japan to do concerts, and they got drugs on them.
Okay.
They won't stop them. They'll let them do the concerts. They take pictures of the shit. Now, when they're on the way out, they don't have them with drugs, so they think they're good. Yeah. No, they arrest you on the way out. Because
for real?
They're not going to let, because there's Japanese people who have bought tickets. They're not going to disappoint them. They're not going to interrupt your flow. You see, that's what I'm saying. When you understand the Japanese psyche, and then you play by the rules, it becomes child's play. It becomes child's play. Like they're not. So like I said, once they come up to you, and by the way you come up, if you could have all kind of shit in your bag. But if you look calm and you don't get scared, they automatically will be like, oh, he's not a criminal.
Right. Okay.
And especially if you have like a little bit, like a respectful indignation. You act the same way a Japanese person would act if they were stopped. What do you mean? What do you stop me for? Like, what? A body check? This is ridiculous. No, I'm not doing. But you don't get you show disdain, but you don't get excited. Don't get excited, and then keep putting the ball in their court. Keep making them explain. And if you can't make them explain, make them repeat it. I'm sorry. What did you say? I didn't understand you. Can you say it again? And then they're going to get. Never mind. Just go.
Just go.
I'm telling you, it works every time. I haven't been searched I ain't been searched in over 10 years, man.
What? Man,
I can't remember the.
You in Nagano. It's a little.
Nagoya. Yeah.
Nagoya. Oh, you're Nagoya. You're in Nagoya.
Nagoya's different.
It's different turf. It's different turf.
It's different turf. It's a lower level, but it's still a big city.
No doubt.
It's not on near the scale of Tokyo. So I have never.
Wild West over here, man. It's like, yo.
Yeah, man, I heard.
And I used to the most times I've been searched. I'm a DJ here, professional DJ here, and I used to work in Roppongi with all the African brothers and
yeah.
We got the bad image out there, so that was the most time I used to get searched. It used to get so problem like they used to search me so much. Sometimes they just go ahead, like you know what I mean. They know, like they knew my face. You know what I'm saying? Because they already know, like. Right. What I used to do out there, they used to try to search me right near my club. And they'll come like 4 deep, 5 deep. I say nothing, like silent treatment. Like the longest time it was for like 30 minutes, like literally. And they brought at least about like 15 cops out. I wasn't saying nothing, just
standing there.
And that's when they started bringing more cops. I'm standing there to the main cop came in. I was like, all right, okay, we gotta go. It's been too long. And they just
because you made them lose face. Now you can see the common point. They're getting embarrassed because you're not saying anything. Because remember, they're always concerned with how it looks.
Right.
To other Japanese people.
Yeah.
To other Japanese people.
Right.
That's why most times.
Said that.
Yeah, they will, and that's why they normally won't search you if you're with a Japanese person, unless that Japanese person looks real, westernized or some shit.
Right. Of course, they never do that. And I never see them really even search Japanese women. I seen the first time I seen them search a Japanese girl was this year, early this year in around January, and that's because she looked like a hip hop style Japanese girl. You know what I mean? She was walking in the back street. That was the first time I ever seen them search a Japanese girl. Other than that, the normal like business looking Japanese girl, or the kawaii looking Japanese girl, the average Japanese woman never get searched. You know what I'm saying? So from that and I study and I watch like, who the type of people that they search, and I studying and watching, and I know it's just off how people look. I know it's because when I walk past the police, when I walk past the Koban, and two guards are standing in the front, they'll just stare at me the whole time because of the color of my skin. One of it, and I'm just gonna be honest about it, one of it is okay. Oh, I am a gaijin. They don't see a lot of gaijins that much on an everyday basis, so they're gonna look naturally. The main reason for police is because I'm black. I'm a black man, so they got this program in their mind to say, oh man, the black man is dangerous. I can have a whole suit on, suitcase, ready, tie, anything. You know what I mean? It's just
word.
Program in their mind.
Okay, really? I okay. That's another thing I thought. Whenever I had my suit, oh no, that did happen to me once. But I refused it. But usually I have work clothes on. They, actually I don't do that anymore. But back in the day I did.
Yeah.
Suit and tie. I don't do none of that bullshit no more. Back in the day I did. I did. I worked at a school. And that normally never occurred whenever I had my work attire.
Right, and I thought that too. And sometimes when I did have suits on, they would walk past. But every now and then when I had a suit on, going to a different meeting or something like that, or I just want to put on a casual outfit, they would still search me. You know what I mean? It's just like it's their entertainment. I see it's their entertainment. Japan is safe. It's safe to the point where I feel like the police, they try to find situations to interact with. You know what I mean? So they won't just have nothing to do all day.
But also, again, it's entertainment for the other Japanese people, because they have to say, see, we're doing something. Because the Japanese are xenophobic, so they complain about foreigners.
Right.
Or even if they don't, they are in their mind. So that's why they're doing. It's a show. And that's what I'm trying to say. But if the show don't go the way that they want it to go, they stop. As long as it goes the way they want it to go, what motherfucker? That's how they want it to go. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to continue. They're going to continue. But if you, like you said, when you were quiet, it ain't going. Oh, what's going on?
That was time consuming. That took that took time. You know what I mean? Not saying nothing. Yeah. And then it got to the point where if I was the two police officers that searched me last week in Shibuya, I tried to do the quiet treatment on them. I always thought it was the quiet treatment. unless I'm like walking home or something like that. This when I was sitting down, I did the quiet treatment, and the cop that spoke perfect English, he was like, if you don't say nothing, when you look more suspicious, then we'll have to take you to the police station. Because the one that did spoke Japanese, I know by law they have to have like a search warrant. They have to have a search warrant by law, and I know that policeman knew I knew that. So the Japanese policeman got on the phone and started to make the call to get the paperwork for the search warrant, because he thought I wasn't gonna say nothing the whole entire time. And I ain't say nothing for about 10 minutes or whatever. So, and then that's when I was like, man, let me just try to educate them or something. You know what I mean? Because I'm tired. I'm about to leave Japan. Let me at least try to educate. And that's when I started speaking, and then we got to the point where he searched the Japanese girl, and I gave him my ID. They went about their way. You know what I'm saying? So. Right.
What I would recommend in that situation is, I'm telling you this. I've done that before. I mean, I get to the point where when they're doing it, I'm like, listen, this is racism. I'm not a criminal.
Right.
My job is such and such.
Right.
You can call such and such, and I always say a Japanese name. You can call them and they'll verify who I am.
Right.
I'm not going to give you permission to search my bag. I'm finished talking, and I'll get down and pull out my phone, and I sit down. Because if you sit down, now it looks weird.
Yeah.
It looks strange. You get on the phone like you're just not even.
Yeah.
Listen. We're gonna have to. If you look more suspicious. Good. Arrest me, please. Arrest me.
Right.
Because now when you arrest me, now there's paperwork, there's official. Now I can charge you too.
It's a wrap, right? They know that.
See,
they know that.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Okay, no, arrest me. Let's go. Let's arrest me, because I'm gonna be late. I need a reason to be late. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Let's arrest me. Let's go. They're gonna let you go.
Yeah.
Let you go.